So 1, 2, 3. Welcome to the second episode of Brown Bags.
That was really awkward.
Stop it. It's good.
Stop it.
My cigarette is soaked.
This is horrible. Fuck. This is horrible. Like, could somebody help me here?
No, not your nice shirt. No.
Shirt? Yeah, nice shirt.
Oh.
So we were thinking today about how we're going to introduce somebody that's going to come on to the show in the near future.
He's in Beaconsfield fighting for the FLQ. In the jungles of Beaconsfield, he's fighting the Coder administration, Couillard, Trudeau. He's a revolutionary.
Everybody. Yeah, basically, let's get this started off. What were we going to talk about today?
We were going to talk about, let's start with Canada and then go out. So what's the big issue in Canada? So we just had this treaty alliance announced. I think this is great. So you have First Nations from across Canada, and basically the premise is that they signed treaties with the Canadian state, and now they want to sign treaties in solidarity with one another and fight resource development. I think the big issue is pipelines, dams, and it's Gonasatage is big into, I think, the Mohawk Confederation, the Iroquois Confederation, and First Nations in the prairies and in BC are kind of allying up because the Trudeau government wants to make Canada safe for resource capital. We have TSX, lots of big mining companies.
And so this comes right after Trudeau's visit to China and the Chinese Prime Minister's visit to Ottawa, and basically, what in political science and political theory we call managed expectations, which basically means, that the Liberal government is now basically trying to push through what the Conservatives were incapable of doing because they didn't really have the political capital to do it. So we're going to see a lot more of pipeline debates, a lot more of development, pipeline development, and
well, they're going to try to push through pipeline development. This is the big thing in Canada. Can there be a coalition, hopefully elected, a general popular coalition to fight resource development? Because right now, a lot of people say we have to get into Tidewater. I actually find it's a really weird thing because even people in BC, even people in Alberta in the NDP are like, oh, we have to bring oil to Tidewater, but it's really about making Canada a safe place for investment. That is what it's about. And this essential issue, I think, is going to be, if they could build a pipeline, Canada will show the world that it is safe for resource investment. It is safe for capital. And if it isn't, then it's all done.
I think we have to start.
No, we don't need to start over.
No, we should start over. Tomas. There was a great article by Ethan Cox about it at Ricochet that was shared pretty much all over my Facebook feed, so maybe some of you are knowledgeable about it, but I'm going to let Jimmy take us from there.
So when Niall says all over my Facebook feed, it means he just reposted it about 6 or 7 times.
That's it.
The Canadian government right now has to reassure international capitalists, people who are invested in FIPAs, Foreign Investment Protection Acts, the Chinese government. Niall was talking earlier about the Chinese government in Canada having all these meetings. They have to assure the world that Canada is a safe place for resource development. The TSX, like Bay Street in Canada, is basically built on the back of resource development. I think more than 50% of the TSX is resource companies.
Absolutely. I mean, Canada is a known place for, mining companies. A lot of the main mining companies in the world at least have a branch in Canada if they don't have their main operations out of Canada. That's why Alcan was bought by Rio Tinto not that long ago, and Rio Tinto now has some of their, I don't know if they're their headquarters, but some main offices here in Montreal if it's not their headquarters. And the reason behind that is because historically in Canada, mining companies have tax exemptions, right? So there is a huge lobby, I think we should call it a lobby, that is very powerful within Ottawa that controls basically all of the mining, where the mining corporations, global mining corporations, Barrick Gold that then became Eldorado, all of these different mining corporations. And now I'm feeling a little bit jittery because, oh my God, the boogeyman of the mining corporation. If there's a sniper somewhere around here, please, do not. This is just fun games, guys.
Like, the mining companies in Canada,
this is nothing. We're not really threatening. Very interesting, actually, talking about that. There was a book that got a lot of publicity not that long ago by Alain Deneau, who is a professor at UDM, was a professor at UDM, also had gave some courses at UCAM.
He's a bald guy with glasses.
Yes, bald guy with glasses.
Yeah, photo of him above us.
Yes, absolutely. So I landed know somewhere around here, his head propped out.
Maybe we should just have his photo in every single video just above us, like
just
the sun.
the big freedom fighter within Canada. And actually, jokes aside, he published this book called Canada Noir, basically talking about Canada's mining relationship with mining companies and the crimes that those Canadian mining companies commit, notably in Central America and within Africa. One of them, notoriously, Barrick Gold, that was that through this book and articles published in the New York Times, had their name dragged through the mud so much that they changed their name to El Dorado. And actually, there's big protests in Greece right now revolving around a mine that El Dorado is a mine that was purchased by El Dorado, and that people in Greece are not really happy with the exploitation that El Dorado is doing of their natural resources.
The Fifth Estate did a really good program, an expose on this mining company operating. It's Vancouver-based. I can't remember the name. But they operate in Eritrea. And Eritrea's biggest trading partner is Canada. Believe it or not, this country in the Horn of Africa run by a brutal dictator. And the allegations is that from refugees who end up in Israel and around the world, is that this mining company is using slave labor. The military goes and they have these camps, and it's a gold mine. So Canada is an imperialist country. We like to pretend that we're everyone's friend. Canada is this lovey-dovey country.
Justin Trudeau came to the United Nations this week and said, we're Canadian, we're here to help, right? So a little bit.
Well, then Bono.
The more time I spend, the more I agree with my younger self that the world needs more Canada. The world needs more Canadads. Yes, it does.